Because it's a paradox, isn't it? Because what makes you masculine is how hot-headed and how independent you are, and to talk about your feelings directly negates how masculine you are. So why, if you're worried
Yeah.
about how masculine you are, would you then talk about masculinity? So you get into this paradox where you can't talk to people about you're worried about your masculinity because I'm just reiterating myself now, but yeah, so you just end up getting in this sort of just circle until you just sort of just blank it out, which in itself is really bad because bottling up confusion and emotion like that when you have negative effects in the long run.
On top of that, I think there's also a sense of, because it's been there for so long, we don't really know how, and anyone's scared of doing things they don't really know how, and so there's a sense of just like I've no clue. I wouldn't even know where to begin, sort of thing. So I'll just leave it. I'll just ignore it and get on with it and hope it goes away. And I think that's the biggest thing that teenage boys do, is they just whatever, doesn't matter, it'll go away. I'll wake up tomorrow and hopefully it'll be gone. You've got to notice if your mate looks like he's not doing well, and you've got to approach him, because we don't just go to somebody and tell them. You've got to have it coerced out of you, and they've really got to come and ask you, are you okay? And you'll be more and more, the first time they ask, you go, yeah, I'm fine, whatever, it's nothing. And you've got to recognize that as someone's friend. You've got to recognize when they're struggling, and just make sure that they give them as many opportunities as you can for them to come and tell you about it.
I think that we, like, as men, because you're so used to like not sharing your emotions and things, then it plays the part that it's hard to notice when someone's not okay because they're so good at hiding it. So you could be with someone every day and you don't even notice that something might be going on at home, or they're not happy at school, but you don't notice it because they're so good at hiding it.
Then you have to go about normalizing it as well, like your priority being to make this topic something that we speak about very comfortably and very often. So then people then just grow to talking about it to such a degree where it just isn't one of these awkward topics where people just don't feel that they should strictly talk about.
I think if we can manage to change what masculinity is, change the representation of masculinity to be somebody, or to include some form of looking after your mates and being and expressing your own feelings and being there for somebody to express their feelings to you about. I think that's, like, you can talk about it as much as you want, but if the culture never changes, you're fighting a losing battle. You've got to change the culture and change what masculinity means to people and what people want to be, what their sort of role models are. That's where it's got to start, I think.